Hey everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? Okay, so today I have an amazing guest, now new friend to the crew. But Dr. Jami Williams is here with me. And I asked Dr. Jamie, or can I just say Jamie? You call me Jamie.
Jamie. Dr. J.
Jamie,
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
J, Dr. J, to join me today because recently we co facilitated a presentation at the Black Doctorals First Summit hosted at Southern Connecticut State University under the guidance of Dr. Jonathan Berryman. We got to give
Yes.
Jonathan
Shout
his
outs to
flowers,
Dr.
right?
Jonathan.
So, and your presentation and just your aura, I'm just going to be completely honest with you, just it intrigued me. And I said immediately, I'm going to invite her to the podcast. I want to learn more about her. So tell everyone who you are and, you know, how you became to be Dr. J.
That's a long story, but I'll keep it short. I am a simple, God fearing woman. I love God. I love Holy Spirit. He's my best friend. Um, Mom of two, 26 and 31, and grandma of
We're going to talk
three.
about that later. She said mom of two, 2631. I don't know if y'all looked at her, but okay, we're going to come back to that. But go ahead, go.
And three grandbabies who are just my joy. They just
Three
three,
grandbabies. Girl, you look like
six.
you just nothing over 30.
Ah, tell that to my niece. But yeah, no, grandsons 2 and 6, and then I have a 7-month old grand princess. So it's just a wonderful time in my life. But yeah, just really low key. I am a mentor at heart. I'm a teacher at heart.
Where are you from?
Hartford,
Hartford,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yep.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. I did do middle school and high school in East Hartford, Connecticut. And then when we were done, and when I finished high school, my mom was like, "We got to go back over the river."
Oh, okay. As they say, where your people from? Where
Right.
your people really from?
Somewhere down south. I don't.
You know?
I can't tell you, but
Okay.
yeah. So, and I live in Hartford today. That's like I love Hartford. That's
Yeah.
who I am.
So one of the things I learned about you during this presentation is that you're very much grounded in social emotional learning.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit more how that came to be.
Well, I am grounded in that. That's definitely an area that's really important to me. I actually did my doctoral research on social and emotional learning and the link between that and first year student success in college.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, so many, people look at the academics, and how can we, we get the student to do well academically, but we forget about that, that emotional intelligence that they need, and those coping skills that they need to actually succeed in college. And so I think I probably touched on that maybe when my daughter was in high school. Like I saw she needed some skill sets that she wasn't learning in school. And it was difficult for her to receive it from me as well because it was just like,
And
okay,
this was
you're my
like
mom.
secondary school, elementary school, which one?
High school,
High
actually,
school. Okay.
high school. So she wasn't really receiving what I was saying as her mom. And so I'm like, I've always been that mentor at heart. So I'm just like, she's not getting it, but the other girls that think I'm cool and with it, they
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 get it.
received it from me.
Yeah.
And so, and then also just me growing up and needing, I say it all the time, like my program, J Smiles Empowerment. I needed me when I was a kid.
J
J Smiles
Smiles
Empowerment.
Empowerment is
Like
the name of your company.
yeah, I literally, it's based on everything I needed from a youth all the way up to a young adult,
Yeah.
and things that I'm still learning now. And I just packaged it up and put it into J Smiles.
So J Smiles Empowerment Incorporated.
It is, yeah, so Inc. Yep.
Yep. So J Smiles is a company, is a mentoring company, is a nonprofit. Tell
It
us a
is a
little more.
nonprofit, so it's a nonprofit. It just became officially a 501(c)(3) in the
Okay,
last few
now.
months. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're it's a little. It's hard for me to explain sometimes. I'm still working on my messaging, so I call it a youth development program. It's a college and readiness mentor program grounded in social and emotional learning.
So at the conference, right, you had shared how you earned your doctorate from Southern,
Yes.
like you said, and you did your research on the first year experience and social emotional wellness, right?
Hmm.
But how does a woman of your experience
Hmm.
and loveliness
Oh.
um, come to realize that you're gifted in that space? Like why? Like what's your story?
Well, you know what? It was a pull. This an interesting story. Is I struggled when I was younger. So I struggled definitely in high school, socially, even academically. So I hated school. I was actually on my way to quitting school when I was 16. My mother just gave up on trying to get me to go because she was like, it's no use. And then,
So you weren't behaviorally, you weren't a bad child. You're
no,
just saying like you had like social anxieties. Like what
so
what was it?
I was, I was a quiet kid, really all my life. And I was one of those kids that kind of lived in my head.
Okay.
So I always was insecure,
Uh,
and I always looked at everybody else like they're so happy and they have everything, and I wish I had this. And so it was a difficult time for me, especially high school was very difficult. So much so that when I was about 14, 15, I actually tried to take my own life. Um, and so I took like 100 aspirins, and really was just like, I don't want to be here anymore, right? But God was like, nope,
yeah, we got work to do.
you're here for a reason.
Exactly.
So
J smiles.
J Smiles. So I survived that. And then again at 16, wanted to like quit school because I was that kid that when you get off the bus, people would roll down the window of the school bus and be like, "Look at your leaned over Reeboks."
Oh,
so
wow.
because my mom is like she's intelligent. So I always used to kid her like she was her lowest grade in school was an A minus because she was just that intelligent. Me, I struggled. Like it was hard. It was hard to earn a C. It was hard to earn a B. So with that, and then my mom not caring about fashion, and she don't care about all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I didn't have the cool clothes, or I didn't go downtown Hartford and shop like with the other kids. And so that was my life. Like so, I went to school, had to run over Reeboks. Had I remember one time somebody was like, "Look at you with your pajamas on." Or something. So
No.
yeah, so high school was
But they
not
wear
fun.
pajamas now to school.
Right, right.
So if you could
And they
just switch
weren't pajamas,
times.
right? And they weren't even pajamas, but that's what they were
If they
just
wear
winking on
pajamas
me.
now, you'd have been
Right,
A okay now.
right. And so I just so it was tough. I was like, I'm quitting. Like
So that was your teenage
yeah,
years. Now you get into your young adult
yeah,
life.
yeah.
When did
So going back to the
yeah.
teenage years though, I ended up getting pregnant.
Okay.
So I had my daughter at 16.
Okay.
And I remember when I got pregnant, I was like, oh God, I gotta go to school now because I can't show my son, who is not my daughter, but I thought that I was having a boy. Like I can't show her that, show him that I quit school because then he's gonna want to quit school, right? And so that became, so my child and being pregnant became my why and my motivation
Oh,
to actually finish school. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. So on this podcast, we talk a lot about purpose. We talk a
Hmm.
lot about alignment. When did you feel or have you come to realize now what your purpose and your alignment is?
I think God showed me my purpose at a young age, meaning young adult. I remember having the desire to want to pour into girls and let them
Really?
know, like, you're not alone. You're not what you're experiencing, others experience. But then I'm like, God, that doesn't make any sense because I didn't like teenage girls when I was a teenager. So it was like, I'm not, that's not me. So I kind of fought that for a while. And then I went into undergrad at Springfield College and in Springfield, Mass. And I took a adolescent development class,
And it clicked.
and it clicked. I was like, oh, this is why girls act like this, and yeah. So from that, it became like this interest. In that program, we had to do a year long capstone, and the capstone with my team, they wanted to use my idea of like it was a sexual education class for teenagers. So we did that in Hartford, Connecticut, and it just like that. I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
So now, so you realize that that's what you're supposed to do. You become a young professional. Talk to us about like the ebbs and flows of you now living actually in that purpose. So do you feel like you're living in that purpose, or do you feel like you're still trying to figure it all out?
No, I think as of now, probably as of 2023, I am fully committed and living in my purpose.
Why?
Prior to that, I just was fighting it. I'm like, God, how can this be my purpose if I'm someone that's still struggling with depression? I struggled with major depression
Ah,
for many years, many decades. And so I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
how
This
can I
can't,
do this and I'm
right.
imperfect?
I'm like, I'm going to
I
go
don't
to
have
this
it all
school.
figured out. People who have it all figured out, I can't lead a master class.
Right.
I'm trying to figure it
Listen,
all out myself.
I was like,
I
God,
got it.
I'm going to
Yeah, I
walk into
got
the
it.
school and these girls going to be like, Miss, like, you ain't confident, Miss. So I fought it. Like, I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to do because I'm just not there. Right. And so that was for many years. I went through that. And it
As
wasn't
an adult.
as an adult. It
So,
wasn't until
oh, wow.
probably like I actually, and I say God delivered me, He healed me in about 2023,
Really?
and that's a life of living in
Insecurities
some
and,
time.
and
Yep,
low
and
confidence.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
how do you, I don't even want to say rebuild, but how do you get through that?
It was it was honestly it was an interesting experience, and I say interesting because I remember being like happy and like I'm okay and I got this peace and this joy. But then I felt guilty at the same time because I was looking at my daughters and they were going through certain things in life. And so I'm like, I can't feel this, joy. And they're going through things, especially my younger daughter. So I felt really guilty. It was very difficult for me to receive it until I literally had to say, um, you're in a good place and now you're going to be able to help your kids through whatever they're going through. And that's exactly what happened that year. My daughter had a really bad experience with a baby that was in her care, and it was a horrible experience. But I was able to be there and present for her because I was now, in a good
In a good
place
place for you.
mentally. Yeah, so it really worked out.
So fast forward 2025, we're in
Mhm.
2025. Do you feel like you still have those moments when, is it self-doubt? Has it now transitioned into like imposter syndrome? Like, does it toggle between the two and confident, low confidence? Like what?
It does. It
Yeah.
absolutely does. And it does because I always say like I'm giving myself grace, right?
Yeah.
But because I was so quiet and had so many insecurities, like growing up, I was the quiet kid. Like I was the quiet kid. I was the quiet young adult. I kid like I always was the one that had the popular friends, but I wasn't popular. Like people just knew me as the quiet girl. It was the weirdest thing because I always had popular friends, but I just wasn't popular. And then I just, as I grew up, I just, became silent. Like I really didn't speak a lot. I didn't speak a lot into a lot of people. And so now fast forwarding it to 2023, 2024, 5, and now I'm finding my voice. Now I want to speak. Now I want to pour into girls. Now I want to do these things. But there's some insecurities there because I was never a speaker. So now I'm like, I can't,
Whatever.
speak
She
well.
spoke with me at the conference and did absolutely fine.
Listen, but that again, that's that insecurity, right?
I know.
Because I'm like, people are like, you did great. I'm like, huh? What did
Yeah,
you see
but
that I don't see?
we have to be in this space and be completely confident
Yeah.
and take like this moment
Yes.
and
Yes.
like take it and own it because we
Mm-hmm.
never know what's going to happen. And it might not be for us.
Uh-huh. True. True.
It might not be for
Yeah.
us. It might be the person who's going to look, who's going to listen. And so we have to kind of like get through it
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's not even about us.
Right.
I'm
And that's
I'm and I'm
exactly,
learning that more and
yeah.
more and more.
And that's exactly why I'm here, because I'm like, okay, I
Yeah,
could
y'all.
be.
She was completely scared to do this.
Okay, you gonna throw me under the bus?
She was
Okay.
completely
Yes,
scared.
I was.
I was like, Jamie,
You just
Jamie,
gonna
Jamie,
throw
Jamie,
me? You
Jamie.
just gonna
No,
put me
because I
out
think
like that?
I think it's a moment for women or men or anyone, right, of any age to be open
Yeah,
to new
true.
experiences because you never know what it's gonna be.
Absolutely.
And not to like shut the door and be so scared all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
right?
I'm
Because
definitely.
you could have been home right now doing
Listen
what?
on YouTube. So
And this is
I
gonna be on
listen.
YouTube, so you
Oh
can
boy.
watch it when you.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
there you go.
Okay. So I thank God all the time that He made me as transparent as He made me.
Yeah.
Like I love, pouring into people and letting them know, things that, I've accomplished or I got through, or let them know you're not alone, you're not crazy, you're not, whatever. So yeah, going back to like this voice of now, I'm ready for my voice, to be heard. I'm ready to do my purpose. I'm ready to be on this earth and do what God called me to do. But I'm like, I don't speak eloquently. I don't, I don't have the experience of public speaking because I didn't speak for so long. And so, so that plays in my head sometime, but I get through it and I keep going because I'm like, you know what, give yourself grace. You weren't somebody that was a big public speaker. So you're not, so you're starting from behind the curve right now, but you're going to get there.
At a time.
It's in your own time, you're going to get there. Just continue.
And
And
you only get to
right.
be better when you have those experiences.
And let girls see, like, I'm not like, I'm definitely not perfect.
None of us are, girl.
So
None of us
I
are.
was like, that's something that I can use to my advantage of saying, this isn't me. Sometimes this is uncomfortable. To have people, when I was at the conference, it was very uncomfortable to have everybody's eyes on me.
Really?
It was. It was.
You didn't show it.
Oh, wow. Well, inside. Inside, I was like, oh, Dr. Chaka, she bored. Dr. Jones, she ain't impressed. Yeah. So again,
No, you
but
got to get
but I
those little
kept
thoughts.
going.
You got to get those thoughts out your head
I know, and
because
I'm working on it.
you did a really good job. You did a really good job. Let me ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
Going back to you living in your purpose, I want to ask you now about alignment.
Okay.
What does it feel like to be in alignment and doing this work?
I would say it feels very comfortable. Like I honestly feel like, um, since God called me to this, like He's not gonna allow me to fail. So even though sometimes it's a little nervous to, speak in front of people, it's like I literally feel like God is like, you got this. Like everything that you need is already inside of you, and you got this. So it's a comfort. It's a comfort. Like I know I can only get better. So back in the day when I was living in depression, it would be like, "Ugh, I give up. It's not for me. I'm no good." But now it's like, okay, that wasn't great, but how you can make it better, or this was good, and so it's this comfort. So I'm very comfortable in my skin now.
So you were living in a lot of fear
Oh yeah,
realms,
oh yeah, yeah.
and now you're coming out of
I
those
am.
spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and you're realizing, like, no, I could do this.
I
I
can do
got
this.
this.
I got this.
I got
I'm like,
everything in my
yeah,
toolbox.
everything. He gave me everything. I have everything.
And those moments when it can come back,
Mm-hmm.
when it does creep back in, how
Mm-hmm.
do you work yourself out of that?
Again, I do. So when I say the Holy Spirit is my best friend, He is. I speak to Him. I lean on Him. I really do. I really do. I'm somebody that really.
Is it like a
Um,
real conversation? Is it a very like disciplined conversation?
it's
Everyone has their
it.
different
So it wasn't. It's not
ways.
discipline. It is more casual. Except I have started. Like last year, I'm like, okay, God, like you're the CEO of J Smiles. Like I'm in the side seat. You're the pilot. You're the CEO. So I literally started having Monday meetings,
Stop.
one on ones.
Really?
Yeah, it's in my phone. One on ones on Monday, 6:30.
Stop it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm like, I need your help. Like, if you want me to do this, right?
I'm gonna take a page out of that book.
Listen, if you want me to, if I'm called to do this, right? And I want to
Everybody
do
else
it
is
with
on my calendar, but you're not on my
right.
calendar. Oh shoot!
And I want to do it in excellence because you are excellent. So I'm gonna need you to, yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna take a page out of that book.
yeah. 101s. I have my 101s.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, yeah. It's
I
helpful,
do.
right? It's helpful.
Okay. Give us some words of encouragement. What else should we know about Dr. Jami? What else should we know about J Smiles that you want to impart on everyone as we start to close it out?
What I love is I tell girls all the time, like, joy comes. So, like, do not give up. Don't give up.
Joy comes.
Joy comes.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I
See?
appreciate you.
Wasn't that great?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Did it
She,
hurt?
she
Did
didn't
it
bite.
hurt? I didn't bite. She said I threw her under the bus once. She was like, "You did
Well,
throw me
you-
underneath the bus."
Hey,
But
you
see,
didn't
that
put
was
my
easy.
business all out in the street, but but
did
this is
great.
fun. It was comfortable, and I thank you. I thank you.
High five. You be like Celie. Good job.
Thank you.
Harmless.